Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing if dumper texts, don't ask this. I provide audio coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details. www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast, and today we are discussing if dumper texts, don't ask this. So if you have been dumped and want to try to get your ex back, you need to prepare for what to do if your ex texts you. Nothing works 100% of the time, and nothing fails 100% of the time, but here are 3 questions which I don't advise you ask after receiving initial contact. Now, this doesn't mean that one day in the future you can't ask something similar, but initially, I don't suggest that you ask these 3 questions. So let's get straight into this, and question number 1 is, are you dating someone new? So like I said, what we're talking about in today's podcast is about what not to respond to your ex with if you receive initial contact. So if you're a dumpee and you receive contact from your dumper, what I'm suggesting in point number 1 is that you don't respond by asking your ex, are you dating someone new? Now you might think as a dumpee, this is a valid question to ask. You might be thinking as a dumpee, well, if my ex is dating somebody new, I don't want to speak with them right now, so I need to get this question off my chest. I need to find out the answer ASAP, and I can move forward from here. Now look, I don't want you confusing things that I've spoke about in the past. Previously I've said, if you have romantic feelings for somebody, i.e. an ex, you shouldn't try and go forward with a platonic friendship, because this is something which won't help you, and therefore I can see why some people might get confused and think, well look, I'm not going to have a platonic friendship, so I need to quickly establish if they're dating somebody new or not, because if they are, then what's the point? But I'm here to tell you in point number 1 that you should not be asking your ex, if they reach out to you initially, you should not be asking them, are you dating somebody new? And this is for the main reason that you will be quizzing your ex. You'll be quizzing somebody who has ended a relationship with you. You will be quizzing somebody who has already decided that the relationship with you was not working for whatever reason, and they had lost romantic emotional attraction for you. The last thing you want to be doing right now is annoying this person. You don't want to be annoying somebody who has already lost interest in you. The fact that they have reached out to you is down to one of 2 reasons. Number 1, it's either a necessary reason, and hence the clue is in the name. They've reached out to you for a necessary reason. They had to do it. And hence, if you then quiz them about if they're dating somebody new, they're going to get frustrated very quickly, because they haven't reached out to you due to growth of attraction. They've reached out to you because they've had to. And now you're quizzing them. This is going to annoy them. This is going to make them feel even less for you than they did previously. Now, the other reason a dumper might reach out to their dumpee is if they have started to regrow romantic emotional attraction. This is shown by them reaching out for a non-necessary reason. If they reach out for you for an unnecessary reason, then this is a good sign. This is what you want to happen. But you don't want to be adding the pressure straight away by asking your ex if they're dating somebody new. This is quizzing them. This is putting them on the spot. They've reached out to you, and they might not even know why they've reached out to you. It could be a subconscious feeling that they should contact you. But if you bother them, if you stress them out straight away, then this is going to likely push them further afield. They're going to go further away, and you might lose the only chance you'll have of them reaching out to you. You never know if this may happen again, and you certainly don't want to be blowing it straight away. Now, yes, it is true, you shouldn't be having an active platonic friendship with somebody you have romantic feelings for. And I understand you might want to find out if they're dating somebody new right now, because if they are, you're thinking, what's the point in replying? I don't want anything platonic. But listen, Even if they are dating somebody new, you don't know if this is anything serious. And the fact they are reaching out to you for a non-necessary reason suggests that this isn't a strong connection with this new person. Because why on earth are they texting their ex for no possible reason? If they've got no reason to text you, then why are they doing so if they're in such a strong relationship? So I would say that you are in a good position, whether or not they're dating somebody new, whether or not they're in a relationship with somebody else right now. If they contact you for a non-necessary reason, this is a good sign. Now, of course, there's always the chance that they might try to friend zone you. They might be missing an element of your connection, which they want back, and it might just be the platonic sense. But this is something which will become clearer after more messaging, communication, and potentially even meeting. I don't suggest you risk everything on this initial message. You receive contact from your ex. I don't suggest you fire a message back at them, asking them if they're dating somebody new. It sounds pressurized, it's quizzing them, it's likely to annoy them. And if your ex has reached out to you for a platonic reason, this will become clear sooner rather than later. You can just let them announce this themselves, you might say, by their own behavior and attitude as things go on. You don't need to be putting them under pressure to find this out. Find this out by listening to them, understanding what they're trying to get across, and if you meet them, their body language, etc., etc. I don't suggest you chase somebody away who has only just decided to reach out to you once more. Don't ask your ex if they reach out to you whether they are dating somebody new or not. Let this become clear during the passage of time. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second question that I suggest you don't ask your ex if they reach out to you. And question number 2 is, why did you dump me? Now, if you receive contact from your ex, your dumper, after your breakup, maybe it's been weeks, months, maybe even years since you last heard from them, there can be a feeling that you want to just ask them, why did you dump me? Why did this happen? This is an understandable question if you don't feel that you got closure previously. But I don't suggest you ask your ex this on initial contact when you first hear from them. This is something certainly that as your connection starts to rebuild, you may want to ask them, but make sure you do it in a non-blunt way. Make sure it's as the conversation flows naturally. And certainly isn't something you should be asking straight away. This is something which, if you think about it logically, is not going to help you, because you will be putting negative thoughts in your dumper's mind. If you ask your ex, why did you dump me? You're making them remember the reason why they dumped you. And if they've reached out to you for a non-necessary reason, this could be something which really causes a loss of romantic emotional attraction, which has only recently just regrown. They've only just regrown the attraction. That's why they've reached out to you. If you now ask them to remember why they dumped you in the first place, this could cause a loss of interest and attraction before the conversation even gets anywhere. You want to be trying to grow the conversation. You want to be trying to find if you can meet at some point in the near future. And if you want to understand more about my ideas and concepts on the communication stage, you probably want to consider my audio coaching service, because when I do my podcasts, I have to speak in a generalized way, and every situation is different. Your situation is unique. And the communication stage, I believe, is the most difficult point of trying to get your ex back. You get some people who celebrate when they hear from their ex again, and yes, you should be celebrating. Going through no contact, hearing from your dumper is a time of celebration, but here's the truth. You haven't got your ex back. All you've done is you've moved to the communication stage, and that, I believe, is tougher. You must navigate this stage correctly to get to the next point of where you can meet your ex, and that is where a lot of people contact me for my audio coaching service. Check out my website, www.dateme.tips, if you want to speak with me one-on-one about your unique situation. But I digress. And we're speaking about question number 2 that you shouldn't be asking your dumper if they reach out to you. And that, as I've said, is don't ask them, why did you dump me? Because your ex has only recently regrown attraction. They've reached out to you. And if you ask them, why did you dump me? They're going to remember all of the reasons why they dumped you. And this could create a situation where this communication stage ends there. You probably won't be able to progress any further, and this certainly is not navigating this stage correctly. You are very unlikely to meet your ex if this goes into an emotional situation where there's back and forth, maybe arguments even. before your ex has even a chance to showcase their new intrigue for you, their new interest, their new attraction. Don't destroy attraction before it has time to blossom. Don't destroy your chance before you've had opportunity to meet. I certainly do not suggest that you ask your dumper, why did you dump me, in response to initial contact. So now let's get into point number 3 and the final point of today's podcast about if dumper texts. Don't ask this. And question number 3 is, what did you like about our relationship? So some people, when they receive contact from their dumper, they try to be clever, they try to plant positive memories, positive seeds in their ex's mind to grow further attraction. And the concept of this isn't wrong. The concept of this isn't bad. But how you execute this is crucial. And if you receive contact from your ex and you initially straight away just respond by asking them, what did you like about our previous relationship? What did you like about it when we was together? If you ask this straight away, then in my opinion, this is not executing the concept of planting positive seeds. This isn't executing it correctly. This is not going to help you. And the main reason for this is because you are showcasing a rush. You are rushing a delicate situation. Your ex has just reached out to you, and this is a very new scenario. It's very delicate. It needs to be trod very, very carefully, okay? And if you try to behave in a way where you ask a question, such as, what did you like about our relationship? Not only does it seem a bit out of context, but it seems pressurized. It seems rushing. You are rushing the situation, and your ex-dumper will see straight through this. Your ex-dumper may have reached out to you without even thinking why too deeply. Lots of dumpers don't understand the subconscious desire to reach out to their ex. But if you were to ask them, what did you like about our relationship? You ask that straight away. This is likely to break the spell, you might say. It's likely to make your ex-dumper realize straight away, oh gosh, I'm back in the room here. This is what's going on. I don't know if I want to go back with my ex right now. What am I doing? I shouldn't have reached out to them. They're trying to turn this straight away into our relationship. I didn't want this. I just wanted a casual conversation right now. This is pressurized. This is rushing the situation. And a situation which is as delicate as this needs to be carefully managed. And you aren't carefully managing the situation if you put pressure on the conversation. So I strongly suggest, if your dumper reaches out to you, whatever they say, don't respond by answering their question and quickly saying, so what was it that you liked about our relationship? It just doesn't feel right. It's a lot of pressure so early on. You want to be growing the conversation. And look, I'm not somebody who's going to be telling you to grow this over weeks and weeks or even days and days. For those of you who have had my audio coaching service, those of you who have spoken to me in the past, you will understand my concepts. And of course, they're unique to each individual scenario. But there is a basis of how soon I suggest you try and meet your ex and how you go about that. And it's certainly not something which is long-winded. However, you need to be making sure you're balancing this. No, don't take too much time. It's not good if you delay this. You can't have a relationship on the phone. You can't prolong this forevermore. But on the same hand, you need to consider that you can't rush things. Just because I'm telling you not to go too slow, you can't go too quickly either. It needs to be just right. You need to be very, very careful, very, very delicate. And this will not be helped if you challenge your ex to ask them and say, look, what was it about our relationship that you liked? You might think you're being clever, you might think you're planting positive seeds, but this is not the way to plant positive seeds. There are ways to do this, and I've spoke about them in other podcasts, but this is not the way. Your ex will see straight through it. They will understand that you want to just bring this back to the relationship straight away, and you are likely to have the conversation ended almost before it started. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.
Yeah, if you miss your ex, we can help with that. Help you get him back, or we can help find you someone else. Yeah, Vincent, the relationship coach, giving you some insight, bringing you a new approach. DateMe.tips, go and check the site, giving you advice, helping with your love life. Get your ex back, or move to the next. Ain't no sweat, Vincent got you. Finding love ain't no problem. Yeah, DateMe.tips, check it out now.